No matter where I go online, I cannot escape this iconic red and black headset. It came out so long ago, and yet it's still being used over some of the newer offerings from Razer, Logitech, and even its own predecessor, its own upgrade. We're talking about none other than the HyperX Cloud 2s. Man, this brings me back to my old Call of Duty days when I first saw this headset. So after I've used all these higher end audiophile headphones and make my way back around, I was curious about how well these have held up over the past few years to get all these pros to stick with them. What is going on? So today, of course, I want to make another installment of why are pros using these and see what's up. Now, one reason why pros might be using these is for the durability. The build is very sturdy. These feel almost indestructible. These are immortal. That's why they've been around for so long. It doesn't have a detachable cable, and the cables are coming out of the headband, but they all feel pretty durable, and I haven't really seen anybody rip these out or have a short in their headphone. And sometimes a detachable cable can be a real gift and a curse, right? Because on one hand, if something goes wrong, you can replace the cable, you know, that's a benefit. But we all have those times where it just rips out or it just gets annoying, and while you're mid-game, it might catch on your chair. You guys know what's up. So there are some pros and cons to this, and you know, at the price point, having this non-detachable cable, comfort is another area that's huge for pros. They gotta stream the game for 24 hours a day, play with their team. So comfort, I believe, is gonna be high up on their list. Well, these have a nice memory pad up at the top here. The clamping force is almost perfect. The ear cups swivel in and out so you can get a good fit. The leatherette ear cups are really nice. They have a nice memory foam in those as well, just like the top. And if you live in a hot area, they also include some velour pads in the box as well, which is, they didn't have to do that. Good guy HyperX. Coming back to these, I felt right at home. They're very, very comfortable, and I can game with these for a long period of time without fatigue. So that's probably why pros and streamers are going with these HyperXs. Sound is obviously another area where pros need the highest level of performance, and that's where I got confused, and I started thinking, like, why aren't they just using some higher end audiophile headphones? You know, they need to have that big wide sound stage so they can hear all the footsteps and their enemies and people trying to knife them in the back. So I was wondering just how good these were for spatial awareness. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I thought these were gonna be ass. I'm not gonna lie. Especially since, you know, I've been using Bear Dynamics, I've been using Sennheisers to game for the past couple of years. Now I moved over to some top tier like IEMs. So coming back to these, I was actually surprised at just how well the spatial awareness was, especially for a closed back headphone, which does give some benefits over open back headphones like what most people are using with a mic. Now, one thing being that you get more immersed in your game, there's more isolation from the outside world, so I find myself being able to focus more when I'm using these headphones. Usually when you have a closed back headphone like this, you don't get that big soundstage, but there's plenty of soundstage here, and I never have a problem placing enemies. They've also included this outside sound card, which, you know, plugs into your USB, and then this plugs into that via a 3.5mm jack, so you can control the volume and the mic volume with it. And they also have a 7.1, and they also have a 7.1 surround sound button on it that widens the soundstage. Now, it does take away from the overall impact of the sounds, the booms, you know, it takes that out a little bit, but it increases the soundstage ever so slightly. You know, I'm never a big fan of the 7.1 sound, but coming back to these, I didn't mind it, right? Especially since it was sounding like people were walking across my brain. I will say that the higher end headphones, the soundstage is a lot bigger than these, and they are more accurate to me. You know, we're comparing open back versus closed back here, so this does have its limitations, but I'm talking about like $1,500 to $2,000 worth of headphone versus an $85 or $80 headset. For most people, $80 is going to be more practical. So from a sound perspective, I was actually pleasantly surprised at how well these do. And also, music doesn't sound too bad, and since these are closed back, movies sound pretty good as well. So they actually get a thumbs up from me. Weirdly, I wasn't expecting to like these. Trust me, guys, I was going in with a negative connotation of these. I was about to rip these a new one, you know what I'm saying? But after using them, I can't do that. I gotta show respect to the GOATs. So most pros are gonna be streaming or just using these to communicate with their team. They're not gonna be, you know, talking on Just Talking in Twitch section. You know, they're not giving huge speeches. Their main objective is just to communicate with their team, and this microphone is passable. And I gotta say, I tried these on stream for myself and I found them to be pretty good just for the purposes of gaming without the need of an extra microphone on a boom arm. So you can get rid of an extra cost. $80, you get the full package, and this will do just fine. Thank you guys all for tuning in. More streams this week. Try to keep up the streak of streaming. Now, you're not gonna sound like Barry White in the studio, but hey, for most people, I think these are gonna be just fine. So usually I'll just roast pros and say, you know, this is a sponsorship, which in some cases it is, but the amount of pros that are actually using this headset far exceeds the amount of sponsorship that actually HyperX is doing. Now, this headset can be found for around $80, and I think if you're going to be gaming, listening to some music, watching some, you know, movies here and there, talking with some friends on Discord or in game, I think it's really hard to beat the price of this headset. Even though it's wired, non-detachable cable, I can kind of see why these are beating out standalone $200 headphone, right? So on this one, guys, I think we should trust the pros. I think they really know what they're doing on this one with this headset. And honestly, you know, outside of testing, these haven't left my desk. It's been nice being able to just grab a headset, microphone ready to go, headset ready to go, and I'm gaming with my friends. I don't need to, you know, position my mic. I don't need to make sure my other one's plugged in, it's tuned right. These are just throw it on, don't think about it, it just works. All right, guys, so that is why the pros are using the HyperX Cloud 2s. If you have any more questions about this product or some recommendations that you think beat these, let me know down in the comments below and I will check them out. But don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.